Well, hello my beautiful book besties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Liv, and in this video we're going to be chatting all about my reading plans for June. June is quite the hefty month. I have a lot of big ambitious goals for the month of June. Per usual, we have book club, 2 read-alongs. I have 2 current reads that are probably going to be carrying over from May that I really would love to finish. So I am just going to be nose to the ground reading as much as I can in June. There have been so many new great releases coming out. So honestly, I'm probably going to be doing a lot of impromptu reading sprints with my patron besties. So if you are not a part of that or you want to check it out, I definitely recommend clicking the link in my description if you want. We've got a lot of plans for the month of June. It's finally summertime. We're going to be pulling out the summer reads. I also have something very new and very fun to share with you, which I will talk about in just a little bit, but let's go ahead and talk about all my plans for the month of June. So starting off with my 2 current reads that I would like to finish before June 1st, before you're seeing this video, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. The first one is my book club pick, my in-person book club from May. I keep thinking this is the June book, but we're just meeting in June, and that is No Two Persons, which, funny story with this book, I actually got this finished copy from the publisher, and that was a couple years ago when this first came out. Well, I had sold the book thinking, oh, it's contemporary, I'm never gonna read it, it does sound interesting, but then lo and behold, my in-person book club chose this to read for May. So I rebought the book. I'm only 50 pages in, but it is incredible so far. I have been so pleasantly surprised. It's essentially about this girl who is an author. She writes a book and you don't really know what happens with the book after that. You don't really know in whose hands it gets to, but that's kind of the different perspectives we're exploring throughout this book, kind of the impact that her life and her story had on all of these different people. I'm definitely along for the ride. I'm loving all the perspectives. I haven't tried the audiobook yet, but I think there's a different narrator for each perspective, which is quite a lot. But yeah, this is already like a super impactful book, and it's definitely a book for people that love books, which is us. So I know this book is gonna hit home. Next we have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, which I started last night. I'm only like 30-40 pages in. This is already one of the most unique magic systems and people and characters I think I've ever read. This is so refreshing. It's also super dark, but I did not read One Dark Window, or I haven't read it yet, so I didn't know what to expect going into this. I knew it was a gothic story, and it's just really creepy and weird, and I'm still trying to like grasp what's happening. I think it's supposed to be a duology, but I'm really enjoying this, and you just get fully submerged in the story. It's so creepy. It gave me the chills. I've already started like a mood board on Pinterest for this book, and it's just I'm absolutely in love with it. So I'm hoping this is going to be a 5-star. I'm getting that 5-star feeling, so I'm hoping that by the end of this book it is still that 5-star feeling. So those are my currently reading books that I'm hoping to finish up before I get into all of these reads. And the first one I'm going to be picking up is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It comes out in just a couple days. I'm so excited for this book. When I heard that this had to do with a female astronaut, and of course it's historical, I was like, this is going to be so incredible. I can already imagine like seeing a movie or a production made from this. I don't know anything about it. Of course she's gonna probably add in some type of heartbreaking romance, but this is my Patreon book club pick for the month of June, and I'm very excited to discuss it with you all. So if you have not grabbed your copy yet and you want to join us, you definitely should. I already know it is going to be a great discussion. I think it's been 2 years since we've gotten something from her, and even longer since I've read something from her, so I'm really excited about this one. The next 2 books are for Patreon read-alongs that I have going on, which, yes, I know that's overly ambitious, but I have been dying to get into these 2 series, and that was one of my big goals this year. I wanted to start and finish both of these series. The first one is the Ember and the Ashes series, and you're probably like, wait, I saw this book in your May TBR, and you would be right. We're actually gonna push our overall like series discussion until the end of July. I feel like a lot of us just need a little bit more time to breathe, so we're gonna be adding this to the June TBR, but obviously Reaper, yeah, that kind of scares me a little bit. I know she's gonna bring all the creepy vibes, and I'm just so here for that. So I am excited to get into this one. We're gonna have a full-on discussion when we're finally done with the series, and it's gonna feel great to check off another full series that I have finished by the end of July. And then the next read-along that I have going on is for Throne of Glass. I finished Heir of Fire, and I need to read Queen of Shadows immediately. I am so excited. There's so much that it's building up to for this book, and I've heard this book is a lot of people's favorites, so I cannot wait to experience it. But yeah, it is like 630-ish pages. So I honestly cannot decide if I want to like read this book slowly throughout the month to make it last, or if I just want to like binge read it the last couple days of June. We actually started with Heir of Fire. I mean, we have a whole Throne of Glass discussion if you've read the whole series and you just want to like chat to people about it, but we did start with Heir of Fire because that's where I was at. So we started with Heir of Fire in May. We'll be continuing on in June, so again, you are more than welcome to join us. Okay, I apologize, the lighting is changing so much in this video. The clouds have suddenly come in, and I think a storm is coming, so hopefully I can finish filming this video before then. But another thing that's happening over on Patreon is I've been doing this readathon called Reading in Color every other month, and basically all we do is I pick a color of the rainbow and you guys choose covers of books that have that color on the cover, and then we choose a weekend of that month to basically just sprint all weekend long, and it is the best, coziest time ever. For June, I decided to pick the color blue. I feel like there's a lot of water or sky or a lot of summery books with the color blue on it, and that just felt like the right choice to make. So I do have 3 books picked out, and I think I'm probably going to be reading them that week leading up to the readathon weekend, because I highly doubt I'm going to be able to fit all of these in one weekend. The first book I chose is Carly Fortune's new book, One Golden Summer. I read her book that came out last summer, and it was absolutely incredible. I skipped Meet Me at the Lake for whatever reason, but I just completely forgotten how much I absolutely love her writing. It is so magical and atmospheric. I guess her books are a little bit more on the spicy end, which isn't really my taste, but like her writing completely makes up for that. If I just want to sit outside on a warm summer day with a lemonade and a book, this is definitely going to be the book that I reach for. Good things happen at the lake. That's what Alice's grandmother says, and it's true. Alice spent just one summer there at a cottage with Nan when she was 17. It's where she took that photo, the one of 3 grinning teenagers in a yellow speedboat, the image that changed her life. Now Alice lives behind a lens as a photographer. Okay, she said photographer, and I'm a photographer, so like now I remember why I picked this book up, and I know that this one is just going to be so good. And then I have Frederick Bachman's new book called My Friends. I know that this book is like everywhere right now, but I personally love Frederick Bachman. I think I've read a handful of his books, maybe 5 or 6, and I've really enjoyed every single one. I've just been in a huge like literary contemporary mood lately, and I don't know if it's because like summer's coming or what's going on, but this looks perfectly summer. I believe that the story surrounds a painting, maybe it's even this painting, of 3 friends on a pier, and somehow the artist and the people in the photo, like, we're finding more about them. I know there are themes of parenthood and other things like that in this book, but I really don't know other than that where this takes place or who it's gonna involve. But like honestly, I'm just super excited we got another book from him. It's been quite a while, so him and TJR I'm definitely gonna be making a priority this month because I cannot wait to dive back into their writing. Next we have the Amafi Curse by Sara, which I'm also super stoked for because I've heard that this not only takes place in Italy and has romance, but there's pirates, and I think there's a hidden treasure. Oh, and witchcraft. Powerful witchcraft, a hunt for sunken treasure, forbidden love on the high seas, beware the Amafi Curse. And this hand is really creepy. I thought there was like sirens and mermaids in here or something like that. If I'm gonna love any book out of the 3 of these, I feel like it's definitely gonna be Sara. I did not like her previous book that much, and so I'm really hoping with the theme of this one and how summery it is that this is just gonna be right up my alley. So all of these 3 books, these new releases, I'm definitely gonna be trying to fit in around my book club as well as my Patreon read-alongs. As you can probably tell from the title of this video, we have a brand new TBR jar that I wanted to literally shake things up with, because as much as I loved my prompt jar, I don't think I have read a single book this year that I've chosen for that. Maybe one, maybe 2, but it has not been going well. So because I recently did a massive unhaul twice, I think I unhauled like 100 books. You can buy some of those books from me on Pango Books currently, so definitely check it out because I want them gone. But I had a long weekend where I actually made a whole sheet or a whole list of all the books that I now currently own that are physically unread. I put all of them in here. I'm not going to tell you how many it is because it is a shameful amount, but now that I've kind of curated my library, my collection to be books that I really want to read on my immediate TBR, I feel like this jar is going to be so much more helpful. As much as I love the prompt, I feel like it almost gave me too much freedom to read what I wanted, and sometimes I just need to pick a book and read it. In this TBR, we are going to start this new jar. I'm very excited. I also really want to start a series on my channel that's kind of like a read my shelf series, where if I have a week or a weekend where I just don't know what to read, I'm gonna pick from this jar. You guys will see the results of all of that. But 2 rules to this. If I pick a book out of the jar and I really just don't want to read it, not only do I not want to read it in the moment, but I'm thinking, okay, future, I just still don't have an interest, we're unhauling it. Second, we are going to reassess in the next month's TBR if I even read any of these books. If I did not, they're going back in the jar. So it's pretty simple, but it's a little bit more challenging. I'm not expecting that I'm really gonna have any time specifically this month to get to any of these, but you know, I'm a mood reader, anything could happen. I will say most of these books are fantasy and mystery thrillers, so that's probably the majority of what I'm gonna choose out of here. Gosh, I'm so nervous. And these strips are super tiny, but I decided not to fold them. Let's just go ahead and choose our first one from the jar. Oh my gosh. I have The Maid by Nita Prose. I'm actually really happy about that. So I've actually been wanting to read this book for a really long time. 2022. Okay, so it's not too old, but if I'm in the mood for a quick murder mystery or something that's a little cozy, I feel like I will definitely be reaching for this. So I'm really happy about this choice. I still really do want to read this, so we're not going to be unhauling it today. Going in for number 2, I kind of hope I do get a graphic novel or a manga because I feel like I would be more likely to read that this month because of time, but let's just see. We have Magnolia Parks. I have been debating if I wanted to keep this book for a very long time. This book I know is like a Gossip Girl kind of like toxic relationship. It's definitely not my type of romance, but I've kept it for the sole reason because I just want to know. I want to be in the know. I want to know why this series is so popular. I honestly don't even really like these covers that much, but I just want to know and understand her writing. I feel like her writing is kind of like streams of thought. We're gonna go ahead and add that to our TBR, and I think we're gonna go in for one more, because why not? Okay, we have This Woven Kingdom. Okay, I think I could probably read that. Let me see. Oh, it's actually right here. I have been wanting to read something by this author for a really long time. I think I would prefer to read Shatter Me probably before this one, but I've heard amazing things about this. Forbidden romance steams up the pages of this Persian mythology-inspired fantasy series opener in a luxurious, saffron-scented world where devils whisper unwelcome prophecies and princes fall in love with ice-eyed Jinn. That sounds like a lot. It also kind of reminds me potentially a little bit of Ember in the Ashes. There's a good chance I might actually get to this one. We're gonna go ahead and add that to the TBR. Okay friends, well thank you so much for stopping by and watching this June TBR. I love making TBRs. I am just a huge list maker. It is so satisfying to me out of all the books I own to just be able to hone in on this little shelf and be able to just hyper focus on some books that I've had for a really long time, or books that I just really want to read. So I'm really excited about this month's TBR. I think we have a great lineup. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you are having an amazing day wherever you are. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video.